Did you know that Donald Trump has taken a complete U-turn on a stance he previously denied? He is now advocating for the construction of a new pipeline to transport oil from Canada, despite having earlier insisted that America doesn't need Canadian oil. So what caused this sudden shift? Is America's energy security truly dependent on Canada, and how will this impact your daily life? To uncover the full story, watch this video until the end. Recently, Trump expressed his intention to revive the Keystone XL pipeline, a stark contrast to his earlier position, where he prioritized domestic oil production and opposed foreign oil imports. This move is being seen as part of a broader strategy to enhance America's energy security by increasing oil imports from Canada.
I like pipelines, and pipelines in every direction are good things, and I'm glad to see the Americans see how important Alberta and our economy, especially the energy industry, is to the United States.
The Keystone XL pipeline project was first proposed in 2008, with the goal of transporting 830,000 barrels of crude oil per day from Alberta, Canada to Nebraska, USA. It was expected to provide a cost-effective way to bring Canadian oil to U.S. refineries. However, the project was shut down in 2021 due to environmental concerns and legal challenges. Although Donald Trump is eager to restart the project, significant obstacles remain. One major challenge is that TC Energy, the original developer, has exited the oil pipeline business. South Bow Energy has taken its place but has already signaled that it will not move forward with the project. Adding to the complexity, Trump has announced plans to impose a 25% tariff on goods imported from Canada and Mexico starting March 3, 2025. He argues that this move will boost American manufacturing and benefit local industries. In response, Canada has retaliated with its own 25% tariff on U.S. goods. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau stated that products worth 155 billion Canadian dollars will be taxed in 2 phases.
Tonight, I am announcing Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo has also vowed to take similar retaliatory measures against the U.S., though a detailed response has yet to be announced. Meanwhile, China's Commerce Ministry has signaled plans to take legal action through the World Trade Organization, WTO, and hinted at imposing its own countermeasures soon. However, as of Sunday, China had not officially introduced any new tariffs. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau strongly condemned the decision, highlighting the long-standing security and military cooperation between Canada and the U.S. He urged Canadian citizens to prioritize local products and reconsider traveling to the U.S. in response. Mexico also rejected the Trump administration's claims that it is not doing enough to curb illegal drug trafficking. Mexican officials argued that both nations should collaborate to tackle issues like the fentanyl crisis rather than resorting to unilateral actions. Both Canada and Mexico warned that if these tariffs remain in place for an extended period, they could severely impact their economies, while also dealing a significant blow to the U.S. economy. On February 24, 2025, during a meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron, Donald Trump announced that the U.S. would impose a 25% tariff on goods imported from Canada and Mexico starting March 3, 2025. He firmly stated that the tax would be implemented as planned, without any delays. In response, the Canadian government unveiled a new plan aimed at protecting its businesses, workers, and economy. This plan will remain in place until the U.S. reverses its tax decision. Beyond retaliatory tariffs, Canada is also considering additional measures, such as barring American companies from participating in Canadian government procurement projects. Furthermore, restricting the supply of oil and natural gas to the U.S. is also being discussed. In a recent escalation, Trump has now set his sights on the European Union, accusing it of taking unfair trade advantages with the U.S. He has signaled that tariffs on European goods will follow soon. Amid rising trade tensions, Canada and the European Union are strengthening their ties. Canada has sought EU support to mitigate the impact of U.S. tariffs, with both sides working to enhance cooperation in trade, environmental protection, and global security. The U.S. and Europe also have significant differences when it comes to environmental policies and green energy. The European Union is taking strict measures to combat climate change and expects the U.S. to do the same. However, the U.S. has been reluctant to fully comply, arguing that such regulations could hurt its economy. As a result, the divide between the two regions continues to grow. This dispute isn't just affecting governments, it's also impacting businesses and everyday people. Rising trade tensions between the U.S. and Europe have increased costs for steel and automobile manufacturers, leading to financial losses. Higher taxes on imports drive up prices, forcing consumers to spend more. If these trade conflicts persist, many companies could face severe losses, potentially leading to job cuts. In response to the situation, Quebec Premier François Legault announced that the province would prioritize European and Asian suppliers, particularly in the pharmaceutical and construction sectors. Just hours after Canada's strong stance, Donald Trump took to social media, posting two controversial statements in which he sharply criticized Canada's trade policies. Trump claimed that the U.S. spends hundreds of billions of dollars annually in subsidies for Canada, yet in return, Canada offers only a minimal subsidy of 100 crore rupees, giving the U.S. nothing of value. He insisted that America has abundant energy resources, can manufacture its own vehicles, and does not need Canadian wood. This statement sent shockwaves through Canadian politics. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau dismissed it as a ridiculous provocation and an insult to the long-standing relationship between the two nations. The Canadian public also reacted with strong dissatisfaction. But this dispute isn't just a bilateral issue, it has global economic implications. Canada and Mexico are standing firm against the U.S. tariff proposal, while China and the European Union are closely monitoring the situation. If the U.S. moves forward with increased tariffs, other nations could retaliate, potentially triggering a full-scale global trade war. The coming weeks will be crucial. Will the U.S. reconsider its stance, or will Canada and Mexico escalate the conflict? This trade war could soon become the biggest threat to the global economy, with all involved nations, including the U.S., facing severe consequences. While the future remains uncertain, one thing is clear: U.S.-Canada trade relations will never be the same. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.